Hi, I am Janeen Silver. I am a Gaston College student, and I am doing a movie review on God's Not Dead. God is Not Dead is one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie was released August the 21st, 2014. It is directed by Harold Cronk. Some of the actors and actresses that were in the movie was Willie Robertson and his beautiful wife, Corey. They are from Duck Dynasty, and they played a small part in this film talking about believing in Christ. And they were giving encouraging words to the reporter as she was not a faith believer. Josh, who is the main character, Shane Harper, takes a huge step in faith and wanting to share his belief for Christ. Kevin Sorbo, I think I say that correctly, is the Professor Radisson in this movie. He is a very strict professor and likes things his way, and he wants his class to sign a paper stating God is dead. As he approaches to take the papers up, Josh, the character, could not write this down. So he takes a challenge on with the professor to show God is alive, where the professor tries to teach the class God is dead. As Josh takes this challenge on, he becomes very overwhelmed of how to take this approach to prove to his classmates that God is alive. So he meets the pastor, which is played by Reverend Dave. Reverend Dave is David A.R. White is the real name. And the pastor helps to encourage others in their faith. One thing that Professor Radisson was not aware of, that he did not realize what he would learn in the end after meeting Josh, and how that would work out well for him in the end. Josh was very nervous and afraid of how to get his answers, so he visited with the preacher. He gave him many things of advice. One of the things that he gave him was to read Matthew 22 and chapter 23 to help him with how to work to teach the class of what he was going against. Josh realized that it was going to be Christianity versus atheism dealing with the pastor. The professor would stand in class and say, "There is no God, and God is dead," and this upset Josh extremely bad. So Josh took on the challenge. So one other thing about this movie that was very hard for some people to watch was the Christians were portrayed in a negative way. Christians were made to look stupid by some viewers, and made Christians look that they were looked down on other people. They believed that some of the Christians looked like they were not very friendly toward the non-believers, and that they were not a good influence. It looked like as well that they did not, that religion was viewed down upon as well. One thing, this movie was a very good movie as it helped me to see God in different ways. It helped me in life. Josh helped me to see that I needed to stand up for what I believe in things and not to ever be ashamed. So, trusting God is what Josh would do would try to be a witnessing for others. Newsboys was the band in the movie. The drummer made a point as he was talking to one of the ladies that was interviewing them, is where do you find your hope? Which is a very good question. Some of the scriptures that were also heard in the video, in the movie, was, "I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me," which is Philippians 4:13. This movie was a great movie and had a lot of great lighting and was well done. There was many different cultures and different nationalities. And some of the cultures did not believe in God. And Josh had a friend that he talked to that was not of his culture, and he helped talk to him about God. And the families would be very upset. If other languages were spoke on the screen, they would have subcaptions, so that way you could understand what was being said. One of the reviews that I read online while looking about doing my review, the AV Club review, talked about one of the ladies in the movie was used unequally yoked, and that is found in 2 Corinthians 6:14, as she was not supposed to be with others than her religion, and because she became a Christian, and in the Bible it says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers." And that is 2 Corinthians 6:14. So that is David Phillips, the Newsboy drummer. He had a review with Pureflix. They had contacted him about making the movie. They said they loved the song "God's Not Dead," and they wanted to make a movie, and so they made the movie. So when you follow your heart and you do the right thing, I would highly recommend this movie, as it's very uplifting and desire to stand on your faith. I do believe in God, and I think whether you believe or whether you don't believe, I think this is a great movie to help you to teach to stand for what you believe.